You're listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast, an iconoclastic look at the latest Cleveland Browns news. The What the Elf Was That podcast is part of the Fanatical Elves podcast network, a part of the Fans First Sports Network. Here's your host, Joel Cade.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to What the Elf Was That? I know you guys have missed me. Don't lie. You missed me. So, hey, I'm back here again this week with Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hello.
And if you can't see him, because this is the radio, but he's got his nice Texas hat on.
Yeah, white, or it's like more of a cream color, but my cream cowboy hat.
Is that an official 10-gallon hat? I mean, I don't know anything about
No, it was one I got from my uncle when we were in Wyoming for 4th of July last year.
So it's like a Wyoming cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, what's going on? What's new? What's exciting in your world, Samuel?
I'm interested about Ken Dorsey because I feel like offense was the Browns. It was weird because like offense was I don't think we can very accurately judge the offensive production of the Browns this year just due to how much the quarterback position was being thrown around and tossed around and shaken up so often. I feel like we can judge running and stuff like that, offensive line, but I feel like it just wasn't a full picture of the offense. And so I think it's interesting to see what Ken Dorsey will do in that position.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were surprised that reportedly, because nothing's official, but reportedly AVP was let go and a couple other people, but I'm actually not surprised. I think the offense was a little out of sync in terms of like what Deshaun Watson wanted to do and when he was in the game. And there's very few moments like the Tennessee game, which we may get to, and the second half of the Ravens game, where I think the Browns just let Deshaun Watson do what Deshaun Watson does, and the offense ran really well. And so I think there's a kind of disconnect. And I think hopefully you get somebody with Ken Dorsey, who was the quarterback's coach for the Panthers when Cam Newton was there. And I know Newton and Deshaun Watson are buds. And Cam Newton ran a very option-style offense. So it may be, maybe we're going to see some of that. I don't know. We'll see. But not surprised they made a move.
Not really. No, I think offensive coordinator was an important spot.
Hopefully, and I say hopefully not for any prejudicial reasons, but hopefully, the new offensive coordinator will call the plays, because I think it's important that whoever's putting the game plan together is the one who's calling the plays. And that game plan is put together with the quarterback in mind. Now, I'm sure Kevin Stefanski's been doing that, but at the same time, Kevin Stefanski, I think, needs to be the head coach and let him do the head coach kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think defensive coordinator play calling is it with Jim Schwartz or is it with Kevin?
The Jim Schwartz calls the defense.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I think that's an important part. I think Kevin is a great play caller. I think he's a great coach, but I don't think he understands the full effect of football and how things work as well as dedicated offensive and defensive coordinators do. And so I think it's important to relegate the play calling and stuff to the coordinators because it's specifically their job to run the offense and the defense.
Yeah. I mean, personal preference. A lot of coaches will end up calling plays themselves and it works just fine. I would just like to see him give that up. But if he doesn't, I'm not going to cry a river. Not a big deal to me. So, hey, let's pick up what we talked about last time. Last time we were talking about scouting. Scouting. We were talking about defensive backs, and I probably wasn't much of a help with defensive backs, and I probably won't be much help with wide receivers, but I think we should throw some video up of some NFL wide receivers, and what we're going to do is just watch maybe a quarter of this game, and then I will point out things as I see them and what wide receivers do well and what they don't do well. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, obviously, I think you're going to know what you're looking for. You need somebody who's either really fast, can run over the top, or someone who can run excellent routes. Okay, so to know if they can run routes, you have to know what the routes are. You also have to know what the route combinations are and how they're being defended so that you know exactly how they're defeating the defense. So when he gets into the pass game of this stuff, it gets, it's complex. It's the NFL. It's a complex situation. So we'll just watch some of this. And I think the best thing to do is just kind of see it all in context. I'm not a big fan of, hey, let's get the guy, let him run routes against air and throw the ball to him in like Speedos or something and thinking that that's a good way to scout somebody. I don't think that's the way to do it. I think you're scouting them to play a football game. So you're better off seeing them in a football game because that's where they're going to play. That's what you need them to do. So I'm going to share my screen here. And those of you who are listening, I'm sorry, we're doing this again. We're going to just check out the video on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Oh,
that's what I'm going to tell you. So I figured out this cool, fantastic way to full screen this. We'll probably get a letter from the NFL, like, don't do this again later, but why not? So we're going to start with the Browns at home versus the Titans week 3. And here comes the first offensive play. Now, some of these are going to be run plays. We're just going to skip past them. Well, the pass plays we'll look at a little bit more energetically. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I feel like wide receivers is my strong suit too. I pay attention more. I feel like I'm better with wide receivers than anything other than maybe offensive tackles.
Okay. You ever want to see me really in my sweet spot? We'll watch some offensive line play and I'll explain exactly what's going on and why. But we're doing receivers today, so this is what we're doing. Here we go. Let's take off the scouting. Okay, play 1. That's showing up on the screen. You see that?
Yep.
All right, let's see what we got here.
You might want to go quickly pause it and check settings and see if you can turn up the quality or anything. Oh no, that's just speed. Okay.
Yeah, I got speed, so we'll go at 7.75
like
here.
Quality's a little weird.
You know what? I think that's the NFL. It's the NFL. Give it a little bit, it'll come in clear. Just watch.
Yeah, it's a little bit better now.
Just watch. It'll come in clear.
Oh yeah, it's getting better now.
Okay, we have a fake. Watson falls down. Okay. It's actually a pretty good route out there by so now let's focus on our receiver and we're about number 11. That's DPJ. Right here. We're gonna watch DPJ because he's gonna get the ball in this one. He's gonna do a little in and out route here. Watch this. He's gonna get a free release. Boom. Fakes that. Nobody comes to it. Boom. Not much he has to do on that route.
Yeah, in Madden we call that a zig route. A zig route.
Yeah, it's a zig. You should have zigged when you zagged. All right, let's check out our tight end. Let's see what he does. Talking about Harrison Bryant up there at the top of the screen. Looked like he was going to run a 15 out, which would give Watson a high-low concept off the rollout. There's the fake. Yep, 15 turning out. Not a good route by Harrison Bryant. He must not see himself as the
no, target. He definitely isn't the designated target. He's someone just to kind of pull away the defense.
Half rear ending. We called it half something, but he's half rear ending that route right there. He kind of rounded it. You see how he rounded it? That's usually a technique on the.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah, that's usually a technique on the backside you're doing because you're trying to force someone to not come up on you. So Amari Cooper's running a crosser. So you got 1, 2, 3 levels. I don't know if you saw that. Let me back that up a little bit. You got 3 levels here. Watch Cooper's coming here. See, now he just rounds that. That's good for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. So you've got 1, 2, 3 levels. Titans are playing back. Watson throws it to DPJ underneath. And what did he get? 5 yards? Something like that. But DPJ is there using pretty good technique. He's trying to, stave off the unknown defenders. They're getting a lot of zone. The trick here is just to find the holes in the zone. Right? They're playing zone. You see that? Now tell me you see that, right? Okay.
Yeah, none of their heads are pointed at their receivers.
Well, I'll give you the trick here. They're in zone because they're going to motion 2 guys across.
Yeah.
And nobody follows them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what my dad always says is you can tell if they're in man or zone, just motion someone over.
Yep. Nobody's following them, so they're in zone. This looks like another rollout. Looks like the exact same play. Except this time, Watson runs the ball to the sideline and gets El Sacto. I think they're going on to the next play. I don't know how to go back. Okay, let's identify what's
This
happening
is a pretty
here.
decent play. It's got a lot of complications in it.
Let me slow this one down. Let's go to half speed on this. And start it over. So it looks like you got a bunch set on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? You got 1, 2, 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Most of the time, your primary receiver is your front guy. So he's already looking to Cooper. All right, I see what's happening. So let's back it up and watch it. So let's start with the bunch set. Normally in the bunch set, the front receiver is your primary receiver. Okay, so you got Njoku coming out here, Peoples-Jones coming over the middle. You got
he looks to the right side first.
Yeah, well, basically they're all just sitting down in zone is what they're doing. They're all looking for a zone spot. Who's at the top? Oh, that's Amari Cooper. Okay. So you're looking at Cooper first, but you got 20 coming out of the backfield. Is that Pierre Strong? Cooper's wide open. You got a lot of guys open on the sidelines there.
Yeah, Amari probably was open for if he started running straight and Watson looked that way, but he was rolling out the wrong way. It was been a tough throw to make.
Yeah, let's go to the next play here. Let's see what happens. So now you're in the man, right? All right, that's a pass. I can't even think tonight. You're going to have to think for me.
That was a run.
Yeah, it was a run, but it was a jet sweep is what it was. It was a jet sweep. So this looks like it's going to be an RPO. Oh, no, it's a screen. Okay. That's an interesting look there. So I think it'd be more descriptive. Well, let me change the speed. No. Okay. Close this. All right, so you have the run action here, and Njoku's going to sit back and take the screen. Cooper is going to need to run this guy off. So let's see what this guy does. So he's running straight at him, just trying to run him off. That's all DPJ is trying to do. This guy must have played it pretty well. By all means, if you see something, let me know. Browns haven't done anything against man at this point. Let's see what we're looking at. Looking at man here, I think. No, they're dropping.
Yeah, I was going to say that all looks like zone because no one's paying attention to their man. They're all looking at Watson.
Watson needs to throw it here, and I think he's about to. You got, I can't think of what's that. Moore?
Yeah, I believe 8 is Elijah Moore.
Yeah, everybody's running off, and Moore's running the underneath route. Now, he's already thrown it to Moore. That's the right call. That's what makes Deshaun Watson so good. You know, he knows exactly where that ball should be going right at the start. All right. Looks like Cooper's down here. You got zone again.
Looks like the Titans love their zone coverage.
Yeah. Well, what's another way to evaluate receivers is to see what they're doing against zone. Can those receivers find the holes and sit down in them? Browns are doing a pretty good job of that, to be honest with you. Oh, this is a play of beauty. I remember watching this thinking that was beautiful. Okay, so I don't know if you caught it. It's like a triple reverse fake with a
I know. I saw. I was like, "What the heck?"
Screen up here. This is Kevin Stefanski's special, right? He's gonna get all fancy and all this, and then like do something tricky. Okay, so you got Moore, hands off to GPJ, who tosses it back. Now you've got 2 people down the field. This guy's running it off, which double team right there. So that's probably Amari Cooper. Let's watch this guy's route because he's pretty close. I don't know if he's got the separation he needs. So we got to ask ourselves, where is he coming from? Okay, he's coming from the tight end side. He doesn't run that route real well. That's 84. Notice how he runs
like
up
he kind
into
of
him.
rounded it a tiny bit.
Well, he ran up into the guy. If you're going to round it, you need to just round it. If you're going to try to avoid contact, he could have been called for offensive pass interference at that point, just because he ran right up into the guy. That's OPI because the ball's going to be thrown still. So he needed to either run that as a crisp route, which is not being run as a crisp route, right? He's going to want to come up and turn while this guy's running it straight off. It's going to look like it's some kind of run to this way or a throw with a rollout this way, which they're using to fake so that the whole offensive line can get over here and this guy can catch the ball.
Yeah, because they're pulling. The whole offensive line is completely shifted over there.
Right. So watch, they're faking this run. Now this would be the classic Kevin Stefanski. Once more pitches this ball to this guy right here. That's the classic Stefanski. Pitch the ball on the jet sweep or the end around and have him throw the ball downfield. So instead, Stefanski puts a wrinkle on it, has DPJ toss it back. You've got
everybody is
there.
No one is even looking at that top area.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how this doesn't work. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers, 1 defender, and a guy with a ball. Oh my God!
That guy pushed him right into him.
Did you see that?
Like Jedrick Wills.
You have 5 blockers, and all they have to do is block one guy, and it's a touchdown. And the one guy makes the tackle.
Because he pushes him into him. Just watch. He literally pushes the guy into the receiver.
He could have been, that's Teller. He could have been called for holding on that too.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of.
That's terrible. All right, we missed something. That's okay. All right, you got motion into the backfield. I mean, it's got a pitch here. He hit the hole.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad run.
End around again. They're doing this again. This time they're actually going to run it. Ooh, Watson, get out of the way. He takes a hit.
Who is that?
That's Odell Beckham Jr. Didn't you see that? It's number 3.
Oh.
No, I'm teasing. That's not Odell.
I know. I was playing along. I'm like, that's not Odell, but I'll play along and see if I can trigger a few people. Like, that's not Odell.
I like this play, except your quarterback gets mangled. You know, that's the whole quarterback keeper run.
Yeah.
Here we go with the field goal.
Yeah, we get to see Hopkins again. Huh.
And we get some special teams play here. We're going to have a kickoff. And we're going to have Tennessee with the ball. Let's see what they do. Because the Browns like to play man, and they're currently in man.
Yeah.
There's the motion. There's Ward following. Boy, they want to jump off sides, don't they?
I know. I was watching. I feel like they're worried they're going to run the ball.
That looks like the exact same play the Browns started with, right? You're going to have the tight end doing the 15 out. You're going to have a crosser coming in the middle, and you're going to have your back coming out into the flat, and he's just going to hit the guy in the flat. $16's going to run the crosser. No, he's the flat guy. I was wrong.
Yeah, you're right. It does look
DeAndre Hopkins.
Exactly like
it's like the exact same. It's the exact same concept.
Yeah, not the exact same play, but definitely and that's definitely man. They're just staring at the receivers.
Oh man, look at Derrick Henry, man. He's not going anywhere. This is riveting radio. As we're commenting on a football game here. Okay, so you got
6 months.
That's the same formation, right? You got trips on the top, you got one run at the bottom. We've seen the Browns come out in this. So there's their motion back in the backfield. The Browns are in zone, looks like. Okay, let's watch this one a little bit.
What was Tannehill doing?
I don't know. This is why he got benched for like Will Levis.
The mayonnaise man.
Yeah, let me see if I can slow this down. Okay.
You have to like go in succession. That's weird.
All right, let's just watch this little bunch set right here. Okay. This is actually a pretty good route by this guy right here, 50. At least attempted to juke Emerson at the top of the route. Whether he was successful or not, at least he attempted it. Who does Tannehill throw this ball to? I didn't even watch.
Hopkins up at the top. He misses, but it's directed to Hopkins.
Well, Hopkins looks like he's ready to go. He must be predetermined on this route.
Yeah, because Rant Tannehill looks exactly right at him.
And you had a guy running the screen right there. The third receiver was trying to cut off the DB. The guy running the middle one actually did attempt to fake a Browns
Now
defender.
we got a punt.
Okay, I am expecting some motion on this situation, although the tight end is sitting right here. Okay, there we go. All right. This one should give us some routes too. You have to change the speed every single time. It is so annoying.
It's a new video. It's kind of weird.
It's so annoying. Okay.
Yeah, Cooper just.
I'm looking up here. Look it up. Or are you looking down here?
No, let's look up.
Okay. I don't know who's who up here, but this guy's trying to run him off. This guy actually sits down right in the zone beautifully. I don't know who that is.
I think that's
Amari Cooper. That was beautiful. So what you got here is he sees the zone, right?
He recognizes it really quickly.
Stops, drops, puts it right there. Easy target for Watson to see before he even turns. I mean, Watson knows what's out there. Watch this. He's looking right at him. He sees it. He knows he's going to stop. He's throwing it right even before he sets. The ball is already 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, it's a really good play.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball off. I mean, he's running this guy off, gives this guy enough space. And Njoku's taking up the middle backer. This guy should be wide open. That's what the concept calls for there.
I mean, like, that's Cooper. He knows that stuff. That's why he's good.
Well, all the receivers should understand what we're talking about much better than we do. But you're just trying to attack that zone right now. So they're running a lot of zone beaters where they're zoning, like running a lot of people into those zones. You want to put more of your wide receivers into the zones than the defenders can cover. That's a run play. Let's see what we got next. Looks like this guy's offsides in the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah, he might be. It's the normal refs. Well, I mean, it looked like the center was really sticking out there.
All right, let's see what we got at the bottom of the screen here. We got basically high-low on the bottom. Got the tight end running the low, the receiver running the high. You got the same thing on both sides. Now, this guy is smart enough to understand that that's not open. That's Cooper. That's why he's an all-pro. He knows, like, look, he's covered. There's nowhere getting out of it. So he's going to try to shift down here. See, right there. I wonder if that ball was even going to Cooper.
No, it was going to the guy who's below him, and he just overthrew it.
Okay, he just overthrew it. Cooper runs him off. This running back is out open, but if he overthrew that a lot, Cooper's going to be right in that lane. All right, let's move on. Not getting much in terms of wide receivers, are we? I'm not good at this, am I?
No, you're doing.
You should yell at me. All right, here we go.
I'll be honest. I feel like I'm better at this than you, but you're better at the defenses. You're better at the defenses. I'm learning.
Well, here,
I'm learning.
You give the commentary. All right, you give the commentary.
All right, hold on. Next play. I can't pause anything, so that makes it a little difficult.
You tell me when to pause.
Let's do it now. Okay, it's man coverage, clearly. Let's see.
You're lucky
Motion
because you got
low.
man press. You got man press. So now you're going to get to see a lot about these receivers because
Yeah,
the
'cause it's
receivers are
gonna
going to have
be,
to fight. They're going to have to use a move to get off the line of scrimmage. So now you're going to be able to evaluate that.
and we'll have to see what this top safety guy does because he's gonna be important if these routes are anything high. All right, you can pause it now. Yeah. Okay, well, it's a run play, so wasn't even a pass.
That was an RPO. He actually threw it. You got to watch
Oh,
the
he
game,
did?
man. He threw it. What you have is this guy up here at the top is blocking. He's going to come down into a small little screen. I think he throws it to either this guy or this guy.
I don't know where he throws it because the
throws
ball
it up
there
the
wasn't
middle.
even there.
He had a blitz coming right here. He's going to throw it right up the middle. See it?
Oh no, he's throwing
right
it to
there.
that guy all the way over there.
This guy down here, the backside.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what that was. That was a weird
This is
throw. 'cause-
clear. This is a busted play, is what this is, because this center.
Yeah,
is
because there was
downfield.
no one open. He had
Yeah.
to do something with the ball.
So you had a little screen up here. Little. I can't think of the name of the screen, but a little screen up here. This guy's going to run that backside in, like 10-yard in backside thing here. And he's going to try to hit him. I don't know why, because watch the center. He's going to be 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, that was definitely supposed to be a run. I don't know why he kept the ball. I guess maybe he thought that it was a good idea to keep it. Okay, that's zone.
You got zone. You got there comes man out to there. So they're playing off man.
And
this
then
is
it's a screen
pattern.
and it's blown up immediately.
That's just pattern match coverage.
They identified that super quickly.
That's because the Browns have a good defensive line. Okay, you're looking at zone.
Zone again, except for on that bottom guy on D-Hop. D-Hop's man.
Yeah, this is one of those new wrinkles that are coming into the NFL this year. I'm going to stop and talk for a second. Right there. Okay. That's one of the new wrinkles in the NFL. Where they put the triple, God, I cannot think football today. I tell you what, this is a whole waste of our time. I can't even think today. The bunch set. They got the bunch set at the top, and you got mostly tight ends in the bunch set. And then you run your receiver, your running back out in a bubble. And so you have our 3 bigger receivers against 3 smaller corners with the idea that the safety is going to have to come up and make the tackle if you can make the blocks. Tennessee's running this pretty well.
Yeah, they get it out pretty well. They run it quite well. And then you got Derrick Henry.
I'm surprised Derrick Henry didn't try to take that up. He had some spots. He had some yardage when he came up on the field. I think he had a missed opportunity on that one.
Zone again.
Right?
Titans love their zone. It's a run play. Oh, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a run.
Technically, that counts as a run, I believe.
Yeah, it's just a pitch. It's that toss, old school toss play they like to run.
Browns special.
All right.
Zone again.
Long. All right, let's just stop here for a second. So here you've got,
like a Hail Mary, too.
You've got cover 2, and you've got zone under. This guy's got the outside. This guy's going to be the guy if he can cut up here, or if this guy can come in the middle, that's going to be
I was going to say both of those guys look like they could get open for a second.
Watson right now is looking right at this guy right here.
Yeah, I feel like he could turn to the running back, though. The running back might have 5 yards open space if he can get there quick enough.
This guy right here?
Yeah.
Comes to Cooper in the bottom. Now, this will be a good chance to evaluate Cooper's route because he's going to run this guy off. He's going to have 5 yards of separation. Throttle. See it? Throttle. Boom. So here's what's going to happen. Cooper's job right here is to run him off as far as he can to make him think he's going to go full speed, throttle down quickly, turn around, look at Watson. Okay. So the technique here is to put the head down and run. That'll get him, the defender, you want him to flip his hips and backpedal. And once you get that, boom, turn his hips. See it?
Yeah, he's got no chance of even
once he turns his hips. Once he turns his hips, that's the idea here. So here, he just got his hips. Let me go back just a second. Okay. Run. He's still kind of half running sideways. Cooper gets him to turn his hips. He stops on a dime, wide open because this guy is still running backwards for another 3 yards. Boom. And it's going to get him
ball's
right
already halfway there, and Cooper's open.
So the skill set right there is the technique is to run him off, get him to commit, stop, and come back, which is exactly what he did. See, I can scout a wide receiver.
Yeah, I believed you could. I didn't think that. I never doubted you.
I should make you watch offensive linemen with me.
Yeah, that'll be fun next time. I've
That's
only
what
got
we got.
one tackle left to scout, though.
Looks like DeJuan Jones is playing in this game.
He was shockingly important.
All right, here's what we're going to do. First off, we got to go to our break. So after the break, we're going to come back. We're going to watch some more football. We're watching the Tennessee Titans at Cleveland Browns Q1. I think we're in the fourth drive for the Browns. When we come back, I'm going to school Samuel on some stuff because he keeps asking about my weak spots, but I'm going to give him some stuff I actually know about. All right, hang on. All right, and we're back. So here's what we're going to do, Samuel, since you want to be all like, I'm better at this than you, which you probably are.
Only for wide receivers. You're better at offensive line for sure.
Let's actually look at some offensive linemen. And let's look at some pass blocking. So we got to change to end zone. And let's just watch the exact same stuff we watched before. Except this time, we're going to watch it from the end zone. I don't like this view, but whatever. I'm interested in DeJuan Jones here. Watson's changing the play. Look at that. Actually, Teller's off. Wills is actually in a pretty good spot. So here's the thing. When this play starts, everyone wants to move with their left foot, push off their right, and all should be in unison. Watch. That's what it should look like. Boom. DeJuan Jones. Oh, my God. He isn't like in perfect position. Bitonio is actually getting ready to engage, but everyone else is perfect. 45-degree angle. He's coming into his 45. This looks like an outside zone run all the way, but we know because we've watched this that this is actually a rollout and it's going to be a pass to the left here or to the screen's left. But this is actually really good offensive line play right here. All right. So the trick is on every offensive line outside zone is you have to get the three techniques. So here's 1, 2 right here. Bitonio clearly has 98 beat. That's why he's the all-pro. He's going to get off this guy and get on to 38. If this would have been a run play, 34 would be running for a long, long time. But because it's a pass, they all changed their orientation to 90 degrees to run down the line. Of course, you got Watson falling over, man. That's some comical stuff, man. And Njoku kind of misses his guy. See how far off he is from that guy?
Yeah.
He's totally on the outside frame. Now he's going to sit back and watch Watson get up. Oh, look. All right. Teller was a little late, but it doesn't matter because it was a pass play and they did what they were supposed to. All right, play number 2. It's a different play, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Same exact look, except you have a tight end over here. Teller gets off really well here. They're all looking like in a good spot here. Yeah, you can't blame Tennessee for being fooled on this. The Browns have run 2 exact plays with the exact same offensive line scheme, and Tennessee's given up a first down, I think. So here we got a traditional pocket. Now I'm going to say right there, Jedrick Wills is leaning over way too far. He's off balance. He's about to get himself beat.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that.
He's going to get himself beat. DeJuan Jones looks like he's in great position.
DeJuan
Upright,
Jones was
balanced.
really good.
Wyatt Teller's a little off his balance, but he's trying to widen. He could get taken advantage of inside because you got your center looking right here at 2. Let's see what happens. All right, Teller widens. He might be going inside on him. Jedrick Wills is still leaning over. He's about to get toasted. Oh, there's a game. There, we see it. So 98's going inside. What needs to happen here is Bitonio needs to pass to Wills, who's in no position to take this guy because his depth is not good right now. He is slow off the ball and his depth is not good. He's gonna, well, let's see what happens. That's exactly what I was about to tell you was gonna happen. He's gonna get a guy running into him. If Bitonio realizes what's going on, he should pick this guy up. Nope. He's going to be a free runner. Now, DeJuan Jones and Wyatt Teller, they pass that off. You see that?
Yeah.
But the guy that Wills failed to set on, I'm not going to try to blame Wills here, so let me just be clear. But Wills didn't get a good set, and because he didn't have a good set, and the game here is for 98, who's clearly looking directly at Jedrick Wills. You see that?
He's like, ooh, fresh meat.
His job right now is to go run into Jedrick Wills, take Bitonio with him, so 49 can get a free run, which he does. Watch. Boom.
And I believe that's Justin Simmons, who's a quite good defensive tackle.
Somehow Watson escapes that.
One of the few stars on the
and
Titans.
Throws for a first down. Look at that. That's why Deshaun Watson's the man.
If only he could stay healthy.
Well, got to figure that out. It's a weird looking situation. Why is Jedrick Wills in a 2 set? You got 3 point, 3 point, 3 point, 3 point, 2 point, 3 point. Why is Wills up?
Oh, you mean like points of contact?
Right, there's stances. Okay, so
Yeah.
This is a 3-point stance. But usually your offensive line is uniform in some way, right? You don't want to tip off that you're passing or running by the point of your stance. So maybe he has a back injury or something. He can't get into his stance. I don't know. This is a run. You've got Teller and Wills looking to get to 50 and 2 right here. You got boom, 2, and they stop. So maybe this is not a run. No, it's a run. Okay. Let's back up.
I think what's 77?
He's in good position. That's Teller.
Yeah,
Teller
he's
gets out and
holding.
gets that. He's holding.
Oh, it looks like at the end he's like grabbing his jersey for a second there at the end of the play.
Oh. Well, if the ball's all the way over here, it's not going to matter.
Oh yeah,
Wills,
obviously, but
Wills is actually in pretty good position right here. That's ideally where you want him to be. And he picks up number 2, maybe.
yeah, that wouldn't have gotten called for holding in any chance, but it did look like he was holding for a second there.
Well, everybody holds. Everybody holds at every play. Actually, a lot of holding calls are not designed like nobody really grabs you to hold you. They're just trying to block, and then somebody runs where they're not supposed to run, and then you have to put the holding call. So here comes the symmetry, right? 2 point, 2 point, and you got your 3 on your interior. Oh, you're going to have a power right here. It's be interesting, especially if they're going to kick this guy out. Who does
96
Wills
isn't
get?
even out of his stance yet.
Which guy?
96 all the way on the right.
He's starting to come up. We'll see here. He's the Teller is about to hit him, so let's go find out what happens. Teller whiff on that? This is that screen pass that we were watching.
Yeah.
That's actually a really interesting play because you pull your right and left tackles. Stefanski's such a good play caller. I don't know why people give him crap. This is a great scheme here because you've got the pull and you've got the pin look. Everyone's going to be looking to the right side for Kareem Hunt to get the ball. And then what happens? These guys just slide down. So by the time you get to the screen, you have your left tackle, your left tackle, left guard, and center, basically replacing your left tackle and your the pullers, creating a wall for that screen. This is a great design. There's no reason there should be a defender there to make that tackle. How does 50 end up there?
They don't block him. They look the other way.
He noticed something like I don't know if he's like reading his keys or if that's a delayed blitz. That's got to be a delayed blitz. You're letting 21 pass and then you're following through the hole. Yeah, I don't understand why he is there. He's got to be playing the edge or he's manned up. Were they running man on this? I think, yeah, he's manned up on Njoku. Okay, that's why he's there, to make that tackle.
Yeah, no one blocks him very much.
What is that? Look at that. What is
I don't
that?
know what that is.
I mean, I get this stance. This is the shot putter stance. This is the Joe Thomas special. And the guards are balanced because they need to be. I get that. Okay, I see what he's doing. He's trying to load up. It's like a baseball player who turns their hips backward like Shohei Ohtani does when he hits. Turns his hips in so he can get more force out. He's turning his hips in so he can get more force outside. See how much quicker he is outside on that play than other plays we showed?
Yeah.
Bitonio just got beat. Beat. Again, there's another stunt. That's that stunt again. He gets beat because Simmons isn't actually trying to engage in Bitonio. He's trying to run straight at Wells. Jedrick Wills, right there. This time, I think Bitonio picks up. There we go. Pick that up right there. Left side corrects their issues they had before. Good for them. All right. Well, let's say we're like 45 minutes in, man. Let's say we want to scout somebody. Let's say we want to scout.
Let's do Jones. I like Jones.
All right. Let's just scout DeJuan Jones. First of all, DeJuan Jones is huge, so you can't expect him to be pretty agile. All you're really hoping for him is some good footwork. If he's got good footwork, he's going to be good. So what do we got here? That's a pull. That's actually a pretty good pull. A little off balance on the strike. But that's that screen, so I get it. He ran through it.
That's that screen that should have gone for a touchdown almost.
Yeah. That's that screen that should have went like a million miles. I want to see who screws this up. Okay, how do you not double team that guy? Like, who else is there to block?
Jones is running straight at his face.
Well, I'm talking about Ethan Posick here. Okay, he sees him right there. Look at that. He even puts his hand out and just runs past him. There's nobody else there.
Occupied.
Yeah, there's nobody. Well, look, if you see the guy, here's right there. Posick should have just turned and hit him. That's what he should have done. He's not past him. Should have turned and hit him. There's nobody else. Look, there's nobody. He's not going to hit anybody else. There's only one guy to hit. Hit him. Hit him, and this guy's still running. Like today. He's still running today. I'm sure he heard it in the locker room or the film session. Got your outside zone look.
Jones isn't.
1, 2.
Just trying to slow him down, yeah.
The backside stuff isn't that important.
No.
You can get someone like Teller to peel back on him. The important people when you run this is getting 90 and 94. Excuse me, 95 and 90 if he comes. Those are the two people that are going to blow this up. Well, Teller gets a hand on him. Slows him down
DeJuan
just
Jones
enough.
is trying his best to catch him.
Yeah. And I think Bitonio handles 95 here. Bam. Got him. Got space on him. And that guard, Bitonio's block, is like really what sets that play up. So, at any rate. All right. Any questions for me before we jump off? Because it's been 45 minutes and you've learned absolutely nothing. So,
No.
Let's just move on.
No, I'm learning things. Not as much, but I'm definitely learning. I think it is DeJuan Jones is really good, honestly. Like that was one of the interesting things about the season was how good DeJuan Jones was. It sucked that he got hurt, but I think it still was very interesting. You know, seeing NFL receivers is much more important than seeing college receivers because they're better than the college receivers most of the time.
NFL receivers know how to run routes. They also know how to get into zones. And so their routes are going to look better, more crisp when they need to look better, more crisp. And they also understand the game at a different level than college wide receivers, depending on the offense. And they know where exactly to run. So they're not just saying, I need to run a 10-yard in, run the exact route the way it's drawn up. They're going to run that route the way it needs to be run to get into the zone. Mm-hmm. It's like in high school, you have an English teacher that says you have to have a thesis statement and you have to have 3 paragraphs or whatever.
Thesis statements. I don't understand.
And then you get to college and you realize, okay, I need to know how to do this. And you learn how to do these things. Then you get into graduate school and you're like, yeah, okay, I got it. I understand. But a thesis statement can mean a whole bunch of different things. Not just necessarily this is what I'm going to argue, but it can also be this is the controlling idea of what I'm talking about. So you get a mastery of the situation so that you know how to use a thesis type statement or a controlling statement that makes it effective. That's a different level of playing the game. So the professional, they know how to do what they're doing and why they're doing it and know how to adapt to be important when they're in the spot. So I kind of think it's the difference. I don't know. I don't do much scouting of receivers, but I'm guessing what you're going to have to do here is find yourself some tape of people running drills. And evaluate the drills, because that's probably going to be the only way you're going to see some of this stuff is watching their drills. Because once you get into the game, you're not going to see all those exact things. I mean, what you need in the game is somebody who knows what they're doing against the defense and how to run those routes. Amari Cooper is beautiful at it. He knew exactly what he needed to accomplish, the technique he needed to use to accomplish, and actually accomplished it. So
yeah, Cooper's just good.
So anyway, when you get these, if you ever find video of receivers running routes, you want to see how fast they can flip their hips, okay, their own hips, because you got to be able to stop. So you run up, and how fast can they stop? How fast can they plant and pivot? That's another situation you want to see. You also want to see, do they understand the route concept they're in? To me, that's the most important stuff. You can teach routes, but like if they don't understand route concepts, they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing, they don't understand the defense they're playing against, they're absolutely useless.
Yeah.
And so these are the things that quarterbacks have to get on the same page with wide receivers are, is that everyone has to understand what they're looking at the defense, and everyone has to be able to know it's going to go into this spot, that spot. You need to show up in this zone at this time so I can throw it to you, and I know you're going to be there based on the mutual read that we had of the defense. Maybe I'm maybe you just need somebody to say, here's the skill set you need in a wide receiver. That's one thing. I could care less about the skill set. I mean, you have to have it. It's like running the 40-yard dash. You know why they run the 40-yard dash in the combine?
Not really.
The only reason they run the 40-yard dash in the combine is to see if you're injured. That's it. Okay? With today's technology, they've got chips in everyone's jerseys. They know exactly how fast they run, how long it takes them to run a 40, how long it takes them to run 50, what's the 10, what's the get off, what's the 10 set split, all that, a 10-yard split, all that stuff. They have all those numbers. This is why the NFL has turned the combine into like a road show instead of
Yeah,
like
because they have
combine.
AWS.
Yeah, they know all this stuff already. So when you go to the combine, the only reason you're running the 40 is A, you want to show off, or B, you just want to prove that like you're not injured.
Yeah.
Because if you're injured, you're not running a 40. I don't care where you're injured. Like you injure your arm, you're not going to have a good 40 time because you need
your finger.
Did somebody blame a 40 time on a finger?
The ear. Like I couldn't hear.
Okay.
I know. I'm just playing with you.
Okay. I'm not even sure what you said, but so you run the 40 to show that you're not injured is basically all it is. And you have to meet a certain minimum proficiency. You know, it's like if you can't run a 4.6, you're not playing wide receiver unless you're, you know, certain Browns receiver. I didn't have much like 4, but if you can't run 4.5, 4.4, you're not playing defensive back. You got to prove that stuff, but most of that's proven on tape. That's why you'll see a lot of people get run bad 40 times. They may drop, but a team will come up and take them because they know that on tape they run much faster than that in actual game scenarios. So the best way to find a player is what they do in game scenario. So
I feel like that's the same for every sport. I feel like you can't replicate. I think that's the thing I've said a lot about training camp too, is you can't replicate a game ever. It's not possible.
If you see a player, let's say you're watching a combine, or another good thing to watch, by the way, if you can get one-on-one wide receiver drills from the Senior Bowl, that's fun to watch. Or offensive and defensive line drills from the Senior Bowl, that's some good stuff to watch too. But drills, like an offensive line drill, if let's say an offensive lineman comes out and just has the worst day of their life on those drills, that should be a red flag. If you can't do the minimum proficiency with nobody in front of you, you're not going to do it when there's somebody in front of you.
When
so if you
Myles Garrett is bearing down on you.
Yeah, if you can't take a good drop as an offensive tackle against nobody, you're not going to make it against Myles Garrett when you're panicked. So, I mean, in that way, the drills are useful, but I don't have much use for the drills. The trick is just know what you're looking at. That's why when I do a lot of this, it's know what you're looking at. If you know what you're looking at and what you're supposed to be seeing, you can properly evaluate whether they can do it in real time in a game situation. But you can get all wrapped up into this analytic, that stat, their jump, their height, their weight. In the end, can they play football?
Yeah, if you're 110 pounds, but you're the fastest, best route runner in NFL history, or you're 200 pounds and you're the same thing, it doesn't matter. It's just playing football.
You ever see Myles Garrett's 40-yard dash?
No, what was it?
You should look it up. Just watch him run. It is like the most weird 40-yard dash I've ever seen in my life. It's like, you know, most people are running straight line, legs are together, right? Myles Garrett's like this. It's like, it's messed up. Like, how does this guy run this fast running with that form? But he does.
He's good.
He does. All right. Hey, you got any questions for me?
No, I think that covers most of it. I think
you're asking, why have you wasted my hour of my life right now?
No. I was going to either spend this hour educating myself on football or playing some dumb video game.
Be playing Madden.
Yeah, maybe. I might have been playing a different game.
All right. Well, we'll play the outro and then I'll talk to you some more. So, everybody, I want to appreciate all of you for hanging out, hanging on. Watch the video on YouTube.
For sure, yeah.
Wow, that guy Joel's an idiot. And we'll go from there.
Thank you for listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast. Please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends to give a listen. You can follow host Joel Cade on Twitter @The Left Guard.